Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is MTG Ghoul Dude, and today we're going to be continuing our Digging Up the Past series. Today we're going to be going through Ravnica City of Guilds through Dissension, which includes Ravnica City of Guilds, Guild Pact, and Dissension. So, if you're new to the channel, Digging Up the Past goes from the very beginning, from Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, Revised, to it's going to be going to the current sets that we have and just cataloging better the different cards that we've gotten for zombies and the cards that we got that help support them. So, to start us off, we're going to be going through Ravnica City of Guilds. A little bit about Ravnica City of Guilds. It was released on October 7th, 2005. The word Ravnica is actually Serbo-Croatian. I hope I didn't butcher that. For plain. The expansion symbol is the skyscrapers you would see. It actually looks like it's actually a Orzhov church. But it won the 2005 Origin Awards for the best collectible card game or expansion because it showed off a guild model, which we know as the 10 different guilds of Ravnica. This set brought us the guild or in color pairs that match Dimir, Selesnya, Golgore, and Boros. So let's get started looking at what zombies we got. Tattered Drake. For 4 and a blue, which is pretty hefty, you get a 2/2 zombie Drake with flying. You can regenerate for black. Now, I'm not against any zombie cards, but I definitely don't think, unless you were just really going for the flying, the ability to have flying, zombie Drake, Tattered Drake, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it, unless you're playing in that niche, then go right ahead. Feel free to use this. I just don't think I would be. Then we have Rooftop Stalker White. For 1 and a black, you get a 2/1, but for 1 and a blue, it gains flying a turn to turn. So that could actually be really decent if the board is clogged up on the ground. You just fly over. Infectious Host for 2 and a black. It's a 1/1. Whenever it is put into a graveyard from play, target player loses 2 life. So there are multiple ways to maybe abuse this. If you have like a Liliana or Liliana Untouched by Death and you have used her -3 ability to where you can play creatures from the graveyard, and a Rooftop Storms, which is a way to just completely as long as you have like a sack outlet like a Carrion Feeder, Phyrexian Altar, something like that, and you can eventually just drain the whole table out. So don't let this fool you. There is combo potential with it. It's actually decently strong and nobody really sees it coming until it's a little too late. Shambling Shell for 1 black and a green. It is a plant zombie. You can sacrifice it and put a counter on target creature. It also has Dredge and it is a 3/1. It has Dredge 3, so basically you just put instead of drawing a card, you will mill 3 and you can return it to your hand. This would actually be really good in the Sultai mill deck. You can just constantly just cycle it, sacrifice it, cycle it, and just run it through. You can discard it to where you have to, anytime you would draw a card, you could dredge. So there is some good behind this one. I can see it working really well in a strictly Golgore mill zombie deck or a Sultai deck. Wood Wraith Strangler for 2, a green and a black. You can remove a creature card in the graveyard from the game, regenerate him, and that's any card. So you can do this any multiple amounts of times, anytime. It is a 2/2 and is also a plant zombie. So this is where your Golgore is starting to take a hold of your zombies. Like say if there's something that somebody wants to try and dig out of your graveyard, say like a big, Ebb and Death, you can keep them from doing that. You can exile it yourself. It's also good in case, somebody's like, hey, we're going to bring back all the creatures, and maybe you have some select creatures that won't really do well whenever they're living death. Moving on. Golgore Rottworm for 3, a black and a green. It's a zombie worm. It's a 5/4, and you can pay a black and sack a creature, and target player loses life. This would also go real well with the Infectious Host in that Soul Tie Golgari deck. Zombie deck, you have your sack outlet, and if you have a Phyrexian Altar, you can consistently pay that. Use that black that you sack the Infectious Host, bring it back, cast it, sack it that time, and you could just, it adds more to the cycle. Because instead of doing 2 for every time, you could do 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. It makes it a little bit easier on you. Now we're getting to some of the uncommons. Carrion Howler for 3 and a black. It's a 2/2. It's a zombie wolf, but you can pay 1 life and give it +2/-1. It is a 2/2, so be wary that if you pay it too many times, you can kill it. Unless you have a way to buff it, which in that case, that'd be pretty great. Then we have Helldozer for 3 generic and 3 black. It is a zombie giant, which our favorite little zombie maker is not, unfortunately. But it is a 6/5, and for 3 black, you can tap it, destroy target land. If that land is a non-basic, untap him. So if you also have a way to make an infinite amount of mana, you can just keep blowing up non-basic lands. Moving on to another rare multicolored zombie, Volturius zombie. For 3, a green and a black, you get another plant zombie. It has flying whenever a card, any card, permanent, spell, is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere. So that's also a mill. Put a counter on this creature. It starts out as 3/3. A 3/3 for 5 isn't that great to start, but if you have a mill strategy for you, and you can supplement that into your opponent, target player mills X amount of cards, it can actually grow to be a very big threat, especially with that flying. Then we have Sphagos, something like that. The Restless Tomb. It is a land you can tap to add a generic to your mana pool, or you can tap 3, a black and a green, until end of turn. It is a black and green plant zombie creature with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. It's still a land. Then again, it's making that mill strategy, self-mill strategy, very viable in Commander. Moving on to the Ascension Guild Pack. It was released in February 2006, February 5th, 2006. It showcased the Gruul, Izzet, and Orzhov guilds. We didn't have any new cards populate in Guild Pack, so fortunately we're just going to have to just kind of mosey on along past this one. Then we're moving on into Dissension. It was released in May 2006. This set brought us the Azorius, Simic, and Rakdos guilds into the light. So, going with the theme of Rakdos, which is mostly pay life, stuff like that. There's always something. There's always a gimmick with Rakdos. So we're going to start out with Vesper Ghoul. It's a 2 generic, 1 black, 1/1. You can tap it to pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. This is pretty good in not just our decks, but I personally run it in my Villas, the Blood Broker deck, because it does make you pay life, and when you lose life, you get a card. So 1 life for 1 card is pretty good. Ragamuffin for 2 and a black. This is a 2/2, and it's a zombie cleric, and it has the Hellbent mechanic attached to it. And basically Hellbent is if you have no cards in hand. So you can tap it, sacrifice a creature or a land, and draw a card. Play it only if you have no cards in hand. So you can consistently, if you're just constantly just drawing, playing, you have a way to draw another card to keep you going over your opponents. Crip Champion. This is actually a multicolored card because it does have the red pip in it, so you cannot play it in a mono black zombie deck. But for Crip Champion, for 3 and a black, it's a 2/2. It has double strike. When Crip Champion comes into play, each player puts a creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from his or her graveyard into play. Whenever it comes into play, sacrifice it unless you pay red to play it. Unless you spent red to play it. So 2/2 with double strike for 4. I mean, you're kind of breaking even with the 4 damage, unless you can find a way to pump it up. But I mean, it's not a bad card, but with it having that extra red to put, to play it, I don't think this would be slotted into too many decks unless you're doing the Rakdos or what is it, the red, black, white. It'll come to me in a minute. Rakdos Guildmage for a black and a red, a black and a red. This was recently featured not too long ago on the Game Nights episode with I think it was the fans episode. One of the gentlemen was playing a Rakdos deck and he played this card. So if you're wanted to see how viable it could be, there's you an opportunity to see. But it's a 2/2 for 2 basically. It's a zombie shaman. Shaman is a popular thing as well. If you can find a way to work around it, you can. The shamanic prodigy, I think it was. They doubles shaman triggers, the triggers of shamans. So it also says it can be paid with black or red. So you can go black, black, red, 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 black, and so on. But the 2 abilities on it says you can tap 3 and play it black. Discard a card. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. For 3 and a red, you can put a 2/1 red goblin creature token with haste onto the battlefield. Remove it from the game at the end of turn. That's pretty good for if you're doing the more of a token theme. If you need a token generator. Moving into our rares, we have Unliving Psychopath for 2 generic and 2 black. It's a 0/4, but you can. It's a zombie assassin, but you can pay a black and give it +1/+0. So by the time you make it a 2/2, you've done paid 2 mana into it. Or if you wanted to make it a 3/1, you can pay 3 mana into it. But it also has this other ability where you can pay a black, tap it, destroy target creature with power less than Unliving Psychopath's power. So if you pay 4 mana, you can kill a 3. Or 2 mana, you can kill a 2 mana into the first ability, you can kill a 2. Power less than. So it could kill a 1. With 3, you can kill. I mean, I think, couldn't you just like. I think there would be a way where you could stack the triggers to where. Okay, so let's figure this out because I'm interested in this. So for a black and a tap, you can destroy target creature with power that less than or equal to Unliving Psychopath's power. You could not, but due to state-based state-based effects, whenever it loses, it becomes a 0, it dies automatically. So unless you have a way to just pump it up enormously and have a lot of black mana, you just can't kill just anything. I think the most you can kill on this would be a 3. And that is going to be it for today, guys. Thank you for coming in, stopping by, watching the video. If this is some content you'd like to see more of, or if there's anything you'd like me to go over, leave it down in the comments below. Subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.